No Kings thing.
Yeah.
It definitely looks inflated. It definitely looks bloated. It doesn't seem organic at all. And we're seeing a lot of videos.
It is so not organic. It was in my town. Nothing's in my town.
We're seeing a lot of videos and photos, I think, that are taken from previous years' protests and rallies.
Yeah, they do that a lot too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I live in DC. There was videos from the Chicago ones. Both are majority or have a huge Black population. Did y'all see any Black people in the crowds? I saw like 2. I feel like these people were bussed in, they flew in, or they're like just old retired white Democrats. It's not organic at all. And in my neighborhood, I think pretty much all over DC, but every night at 7:00, they gather in the street on like the street corner and they start banging pots and pans together to protest the National Guard in DC.
Wow.
And that is 100% old white retirees as well. So love it here.
Oh, so interesting.
Here's a photo of the No Kings crowd.
That's a good one.
That is a lot of
people. It's so successful.
You know, it's funny because when I saw that you were going to do this on the thumbnail, I looked up like what are the average demographics of a protest, and they're typically between the age of 18 and 35. They are mostly women, which is kind of interesting. They're mostly college. Like if you look at any demographic, there's not as many college students. So it's highly, youth oriented. And then what was the other things that I thought were so cool?
Jobs.
Trying to remember. I can't see in these glasses. Oh, that they're typically launched through youth. So somebody's coming in and getting it going like through organizations that already exist and people have to participate in. And then there was a couple other things. Lower to middle income. That was the other one that I thought was interesting.
Well, I was wondering, like, especially in Portland, do none of these people work? Like, I mean, I know it's a weekend now, but like the people in Portland are there all hours of the day, like every single day. It's like, how are they surviving if they're just
that's their job?
Exactly. Yeah. I really believe it is. They're getting paid. It's like a gig. But also, I'm wondering, I really was wondering this. So for the naked ones, do they make extra money? Like
no, that's just a Portland thing. That has happened my whole life. I swear to God, the naked bike ride is a thing that happens.
Okay, so it happens anyway. There's people that get into that. Okay.
And the next time I come to Oregon, can we do street interviews in Portland?
Sure.
Yes.
That would be a great idea.
I want to do it.
It's so cute that you two have become so close, and one of you is on one side of the country and the other.
God. She didn't even say the
whole
story. She didn't even say because we developed a strong parasocial relationship with each other.
And now control your community.
I know. Our first time meeting each other was at her wedding, y'all. I flew to Oregon at her wedding, and there was a Twitter table at her wedding of her like 5 Twitter friends.
Oh,
that's cute.
So wonderful. Hannah, I love that idea.
Yeah,
I'm definitely having a Twitter table at my wedding.
It was great.
Table.
My best friends have come from Twitter.
The so-called No Kings protest wasn't a protest. It was a coordinated and corruptly funded mass call for political murder. The crowd was filled with left-wing extremists openly calling for the murder of Trump and celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. When people show you who you really are, believe them. A man dressed as Charlie's assassin, a woman reenacting the moment Charlie was shot in the neck, a protester saying, "I'm glad Hitler is dead," when asked about Charlie. The crowd singing Bella Ciao, the same phrase engraved on the bullets used by Charlie's assassin. Signs mocking Trump and Erica's injuries, which heals faster, Trump's ear or Erica's heart. Oof. A billboard honoring Charlie destroyed and covered with smash fascism. This wasn't free speech. This was a display of pure hatred and a call to murder. These people are dangerous. Their threats must be taken seriously. The left can no longer pretend this is normal politics. It's political terrorism. I guess they found out that this woman was a teacher too.
They're always teachers.
This one.
So if you find
Like that's
That's
wow.
disgusting.
I just think anyone that thinks that that's appropriate in any level is beyond human.
Yeah, you're a demon at that point. There's no
Something you're oppressed or suppressed or possessed.
A sweet kid with just a flag.
You need Jesus. That
Amen.
woman, like, oh, it's disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Wow.
What's crazy is, gross.
Disgusting.
I tweeted about this, but I was really, having a hard time after Charlie died for a couple weeks and like full on grieved. And I had a therapy appointment the day after Charlie died, my just regular therapy appointment. And, I think it's pretty safe to assume, especially in Oregon, that my therapist is probably not a conservative. And we've never really talked, politics. She knows about, my Twitter and stuff, but we were talking about Charlie and everything. And she asked me how I was doing. And, the floodgates opened at that point, and she started crying with me, which shocked me. And then she mentioned first, like, how are you doing with all of these people, like, celebrating it and, saying these awful things? She said, personally, like, I'm really struggling with that. And it was like just kind of a moment for me where I was like, okay, as much like nastiness as we're seeing out there, there are still sane, normal people who, probably definitely don't agree with my politics, but at least she can, have a heart and be empathetic and like see that it's and that's the difference between those type of people. Like she might, have some of the political views, but she can recognize that that's fucking sick and like you're sick in the head if you can do something like that. And I don't care who you are.
I had a similar thing. Like I was seeing a therapist in New York City, and like for sure she was like a huge just like typical lib. No offense, Angela, but like I remember
you know me. We're on that.
In exchange for a
She's
session,
our favorite lib.
she had me once take like photos of her for her dating site and like for her professional site as well. So I remember I was like, I guess we'll go to Central Park with my iPhone and
Glad I'm paying you $100.
Yeah, it's allowed, like for your therapist to ask you.
I guess we bartered. I don't know how it even came up. She just asked me. I'm like, what am I going to say? No?
You're like, I'll make you laugh telling you about my life.
Like, all right, I guess I'll do portrait mode.
And she's like, no, pictures would be better.
No, it's her. The pictures were her idea. She's like, I just won't charge you for a session. I was like,
I promise this is going to be so therapeutic for you, Chrissy.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh yes, you look great. You look great, Candace. Let's go over here by this tree. And she brought like a flower, like a single flower. I think if they were just professional photos, I've been fine with it, but they were professional and dating. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that's
like, Candace,
weird.
you're too old. Hang it up. Stop trying. Don't proceed to this.
It's so ironic too, because when you think about No Kings, like all of them are on the side that wouldn't have started our country.
No kings for her. No walking, no hiking, no biking.
Is that Olivia Juliana, or is that just somebody that looks like her?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Oh, look her up. Then you'll see what I mean. She works for the Democrats. She's like a Democrat influencer. She was paid a lot during the 2024 election. She's like close with Harry Sisson.
Oh.
No, that's not her. It does look like her though. She looks like one of the fatter characters from Encanto.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not her. Interesting though. Insiders revealed none of this is a surprise. Dark web of power behind earthquake of No Kings protests. I mean, it's 100%. All it's mostly Soros money. Open Society's foundations putting billions, millions into this. And since he's about to probably die soon, his young, scrappy son Alex is taking over.
Who's like married to
Huma Aberdeen, right?
It's crazy.
Close. It's
Who
so
is
close.
a million years older than him, but Go for it, guys.
Oh, it's probably an arranged marriage.
It's all bloodline stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, I was so excited, speaking of kings and royalty, that Andrew lost his title this week.
What?
Oh, yeah. What was that about?
Yeah. So I know exactly why it happened, because he is about to be completely outed in Virginia Giuffre's book called Nobody's Girl, which is the saddest title I've ever heard.
Oh.
And her book is going to be, I think, incredible. I listened to one excerpt today and I was so like, just hearing the details is so different than just hearing the basic stuff that you see on a Twitter feed. But I think they were trying to get ahead of it. So they took the title before people would be like all against the rules.
Oh, let me pull this up.
Oh man, I can't wait to read this.
Nobody's Girl. It comes out, I think, October 26th or something is the release date.
No more Prince Andrew. A statement by Prince Andrew. In discussion with the king and my immediate and wider family, we have concluded
No kings.
the continued accusations about me
It's so true.
from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. I have decided, as I always have, to put my duty to my family and country first. I stand by my decision 5 years ago to stand back from public life. With His Majesty's agreement, we feel I must now go a step further. I will therefore no longer use my title or the honors which have been conferred upon me. As I have said previously, I vigorously deny the accusations against me. Yet you're giving up your prince title.
Yeah, and he gave her 20 million in properties or whatever he gave her.
Whoa.
Nobody does that if they're not guilty.
I mean, do we even know what really happened to Virginia? Like, do we believe the official narrative?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know her. I didn't know her
I think
personally.
she was going through some of the most difficult things anyone could ever imagine.
Yeah.
And like, you know, family, divorce, losing children, like bad stuff. And here's what I have to say about any of those survivors. They are the most badass people in the world, because to be able to function in this world after having something like that happen on such a large scale, and to have those people as an enemy, it's got to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Unfortunately,
don't think it's too far beyond that it actually did happen the way it's been reported. I just, you know, she tweeted before that she would never
It was weird. It was weird. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm open to whenever somebody asks me something, I give what I'm leaning towards, but that doesn't mean that I know that for a fact.
Well, I mean, God bless her. We have to keep trying to get her justice and everything.
Yeah, I was thrilled because I felt like that was something that would help her rest in peace.
Yeah. Should have brought this up before when we were talking about the No Kings thing. From Nate Friedman, I crashed a No Kings paid protester meeting and then exposed 3 of them in 4 minutes. What?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
What's that?
no, but you know, I don't know.
Oh no, I'm just press asking questions.
Yeah, I think, no. But no, it's I don't know.
Okay, so they had a full panic and just talked over each other. Now, this woman did the scripted right-wing troll line, which I guess they must have forgotten to pick up their signs, because that's exactly what they did to me last time. And before that, a different paid protester with the exact same sign followed me around the Take Down Tesla protest. So who are these people really? Keep watching.
I'm here to marshal and keep people safe. That's my job here today, and I'm just going to do my job.
What do you mean by like marshal?
We help traffic. We help people with the traffic. We help cars redirect. We help bike messengers.
Okay.
We're helping people be safe on the streets.
Does that mean you guys are working with the NYPD?
Yes, we talk to them.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. That's interesting. But is there like a briefing before, like that you guys work with?
NYPD?
Yeah.
No.
So how do they know that like you're out there marshaling with them?
They're not blind.
And neither am I. This is you calling ICE thugs, and with a $50,000 bounty on ICE agents, you have blood on your hands. This is you taking it a step further and calling them the Gestapo. Back again at a different protest, and again and again. The company she works for is Rise and Resist. They are one of the nonprofits receiving a portion of the $7.6 million from George Soros and were responsible for the takedown Tesla protests that often resulted in vandalism. They claim that all of their events are non-violent, which is odd because there's hundreds of pictures of their protesters getting arrested. One of the things they love to do is organize sit-ins at Trump Tower, and they're politely escorted out of the building and released from custody almost instantly, which means that the supposed king is quite forgiving with people trespassing his family's home. The donation link to Rise and Resist goes straight through Act Blue. Now it's really her associates that are the star players on the protesting field. Watch this. You see her? She works with Karen Shaw, the kazoo lady from the previous No Kings rally. This is her making the signs for Rise and Resist in their little print shop. Yes, I'm looking into this print shop. She protests whatever is on the schedule. Back again in front of the courthouse asking to abolish ICE, which is to take the sides of the vicious, violent criminals that have been deported by ICE. She wants to, quote, free them all, and she's doing this sit-in again inside of Trump's family home. The president is very aware of paid protesting now. Now I saved the best for last with this group because look at this guy here. Meet Casimir Yanish. He is a professional protester. Here he is with the infamous Karen Kazoo lady. You know how they frequently work in teams. Now, what is concerning about this guy in particular is not just that he is a professional protester, but that he is an election worker. His official start date was...
Of course he is. Of course.
What kind of a name is Casimir Yanish?
January 2020. According to his LinkedIn, he is a director of architecture and engineering at New York City. And according to governorsalaries.com, he's receiving an annual wage of $121,000. The question is he protesting on the taxpayer's dime? Casimir took part in the famous paid protester group photo that I've exposed. See the Karen Kazoo lady here? And of course, Stuart who was on the board of Rise and Resist. Casimir had no social media that I could find, but here he is on his friend's Instagram, and he's clearly labeled in the caption. According to Casimir's LinkedIn, he is also a Columbia University alum, and here he is at an alumni event. Casimir has donated to a fund that was established to provide legal assistance and financial support to those who get arrested at protests. So he's spending his money wisely, and as a graduate of Columbia, I'm sure he's proud of what his alma mater is up to these days. Next up, I ran into a woman with a guillotine poster at the peaceful protest.
Good Lord.
Wow. Big shout out to Nate for doing that work.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Guys, I think
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy because you don't think, I don't know. I don't remember faces of protesters because they're all kind of forgettable looking, but
Exactly.
when you start looking.
That's crazy.
I remember watching a video back in like 2020 about a guy who said that he started going to all of the like major events around the world, like whether it was a bombing or like train things or whatever. And he started seeing the same EMT people. And that was the first time it got into my head that it could be Wag the Dog. It could be the show that we're literally watching.
What does Wag the Dog mean?
So that's the movie title. And the movie is about how they take these political people, understand that they're doing things wrong. So they go out and they create something completely outlandish or whatever to get everybody distracted and looking towards something else, just to give it enough time to get it kicked down down the road so that so-and-so won't go to jail or this won't happen. It's a great movie.
Oh, okay. I will have to go see that now. I will have to.
Yeah, it's actually good. Like it's got a great ensemble too. I mean, I'm trying to remember who was in it, but it was a lot of really fun actors.
Okay, cool. Wow. What do you think they pay?
Isn't that what Alex Jones got in trouble for? Insinuating that certain crises have the same
certain things where
it looks like he may be onto something or may have been.
I totally think so. And it's interesting too because like the Supreme Court wouldn't even listen to it.
Yeah, that's shameful.
Especially when it's free speech, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Erica, for the orange boy. $20.
Hi, Erica.
We have a king. His name is Jesus. Yes.
Yes, amen.
That's why when they said no kings, I was like, yes, kings and priests. Like, that's what it says in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to pull this up. This is interesting on the topic of the paid protesters. This is the No Kings from Atlanta. Almost 50% of the population in Atlanta is Black. Almost 100% of the protesters in Atlanta are white.
What did I say?
It makes no sense.
Another protest run by smelly old nutty hippies and paid protesters getting the last of the USAID cash. Nothing the left does is real.
Unite to protect us, just in case universities try to teach us, just in case protesters try to show up and remind us of who we are. They go after step 8, they try to break civil society, because they're preparing us for step 9.
What? What are you even saying?
They're 10 steps to protecting our democracy. They're 10 steps to protecting our right.
Like, what? It's so stupid. Like, I can understand why the Trump rallies happened. You know, they were like right after the election. But this is now, Trump's been in office for quite some time. Like, these come off to me I mean, obviously we see that they're paid and they're trying to stir more division and violence. But it just seems so sad that this is so many months after Trump's been, I mean, he's been what, almost a full year of being
it's
president.
weird.
And it's like, this is accomplishing truly nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just to make it look a certain way on social media, to make it look like there's more of a resistance than there really is.
I truly just don't understand. Like, I don't see their point. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, this is good. This is an interesting clip. No Kings is flopping nationwide. Scenes of protesters deserting their posts after their paid time was up. New York State, they're all gone. They're all gone. No King. Wow.
And just like
this is Isaiah Carter, who was just on my show Nightmare. This is his clip at a New Rochelle.
a fart in the wind. A fart in a white suburban wind.
So I'm going to bring up his, that makes more sense. I'm going to bring up his feed. He spells his name weird. Okay. Yeah, he had a video of a New Rochelle. Oh, this was great. A New Rochelle protest. And then, sure enough, like by lunchtime, they were all gone. So this is his tweet. You all want to be taken seriously so bad. I'm not going to give that to you. But since you're conveniently leaving out what your bullshit protest actually looked like, here's the video I took an hour before. Oh, okay. So this is the New Rochelle protest.
This is just hilarious to me. This is absolutely hilarious to me. This is downtown New Rochelle, ladies and gentlemen. Intersection of Huguenot and North Avenue. And this is exactly what I thought it would be. Exactly what I thought it would be. Professional scarves. You've got all these geriatric white women and then all these old fat white men out here wearing yellow in their scarves. Professional scarves, by the way. This is hilarious. Yeah. Now they're chanting, yellow? We're not going back. Not going back to what?
What?
Not going back to what? To the fucking gym? Is that where y'all not going?
That sounds like something Chrissie would say.
Why are they wearing? What's the yellow thing?
I don't know what the yellow means. I mean, yellow, that belongs to the Latin Kings. They should know this.
Going back to the gym? Defend democracy. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. It's about 100 people out here. It's hilarious. Dump the fascist. Dump the fascist Trump. Like, this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. But this is what they are. Participation.
Yeah, you can't. I don't respect somebody who brings a chair to a protest. Like, look, you are not here to relax, honey. You are not being paid to sit.
Hey, be nice to us elders.
But I'm sorry, if you have to sit at the protest, you are too old for the protest.
I saw someone in the chat, Sky, was saying Alex Stein did some content. So I was with Alex Stein. We were just at Moms for Liberty together in Orlando, and we were actually planning to go together. So that was like Thursday through today. Alex and I were going to go to Orlando. It was actually No Kings in Orlando and Pride. So we were going to go try to film some content, but then he ended up having to go home. So I think he did attend some stuff, and his girlfriend was telling me it got kind of crazy, but I don't know specifically what happened yet.
Alex is there, it always gets crazy.
Yeah.
And then
so we had a lot of fun together, but I haven't had a chance to see how it went for him yet. I haven't checked out his page. But
this is Isaiah's other video. This is like, I don't know, around lunchtime.
And just like a fart in the wind, a fart in a white suburban wind, they're gone. They're all gone. The No Kings protest is over just like that. Weekend war.
Yeah. I wonder how long it lasted.
I think these people were out at lunchtime.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Then they were done.
I think Orlando is scheduled only for like 2 hours, maybe.
And so it's weird because, like I said, I live in the tiny town, like suburb of, Dallas. And my son came to my house because we were going to a wedding. And he's like, Mom, there's actual No Kings protesters in Flower Mound. And I was like, what? Just crazy to me. Nuts.